Hello, hello, hello. I just want to get on and post this video. God has really been working on me and dealing with me when it comes to just overall my life and when it comes to everything and every aspect of my life. I made a post about how God had been dealing with me when it came to my business. My business is CDRY Touring and Cab Services, located here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. I provide historic tours and transportation services throughout the Mississippi Delta. Back here last year, I came up with the idea to create um, tourism t-shirts, or let's just say souvenirs for visiting guests, visiting tourists. But little did I know the images that I was putting on my t-shirt. Oh my, I wonder why my shirts did not sell and were not producing and doing what I knew that they could do. But it was not done in the right intent, and it was not done of God and serving God's kingdom. On these particular shirts, I would put the crossroads. And for those of you who may not know what that crossroad is, it's the 4961 crossroad located here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. That crossroad represents a man by the name of Robert Johnson. Supposedly, he walked to get to this crossroad to sell his soul to the devil for the sake of playing the blues. So, with that being said, as I have been growing more and more in the spirit and more in my church, and that my church, the Carpenters Church in Cleveland, Mississippi, they have really been equipping us to be in full discipleship when it comes to God's kingdom, building end time world changers. And also what I come to the realization is when God has a high and mighty calling on you, things that you do are going to affect you differently from things that the world may do, or somebody else who may not necessarily be called to the exact calling that you're called to. So let's get back into Robert Johnson. How many of us, because what I get from the story, he went to meet this person to activate gifts in him that God had already given him. But as we know with the enemy is going to tell you everything you want to hear, the way you want to hear it, just to get you out of disobedience with God. So how many times have we as people let the enemy get us out of obedience or good standing with God? And I allowed the enemy to do just that with me, with my business. I cursed my own business by putting these images of demonic demons, devils, however you want to do it. Like I said, a lot of people don't like it, don't want to accept the fact that that's what it is. But that's the reason why we have so many things going on in the city of Clarksdale. Look at what we're producing. Look at what we're pushing to the nations. Look at what we're pushing to the world. When you Google Clarksdale, Mississippi, I guarantee you nothing's gonna come up but that crossroad and that story about the devil. I know I had some people trying to tell me, oh, it's innocent. There's a rock that say that he supposedly met a good person. Well, if that's the case, that may be, but also it still don't take away from all of the demonic images that's right there at the crossroad, and every other demonic image that you see everywhere else on every other t-shirt when it comes to that crossroad and what that crossroad represents. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's not of God. And like I said, God is working on me, and he spoke to me about my business. And what he told me was, Cassandra, I was never going to bless that mess. And as we know, God does not bless that mess. Also, what we have to realize, God is equipping us to be in position to help others and lead others along the way. And like I said, I've been becoming so sensitive in the spirit till I want every area of my life to align with God. And if there's any one thing that is out of alignment, or any one thing that is against God's will, or disobedient or disrespectful to God in any shape, form, or fashion, I will not have any part in it. So like I said, with these t-shirts that I was producing, they did not do nearly what I anticipate them doing, but also my motives were not good as well. When I came up with the idea, I was just looking at the monetary form, but I was not looking at how many people I may have sent portals home with them, because I unintentionally, unaware, not walking in my discernment, could not see because I was looking at the money, the monetary value behind it. So I want to come on, and like I said, I just want to inform people because God told me to let people know about this, and it is that serious. When it comes to God and it comes to God's kingdom, when it comes to the times that we're in now, you have to be that serious about God. So if there's something that is not in alignment with him and his will in any shape, form, or fashion, I did not mind trashing those items. I did not mind putting those items in the garbage can, because what blessing God is going to send my way for being obedient just in that. God talks to us and tell us things all the time, but how many times do we ignore and just do what we want to do, and we wonder why we're not blessed? How many times do we wonder why the enemy can come up and attack us so much and so hard? But because the purpose of growing in God and growing in the Spirit, God wants us equipped to fight the wiles of the enemy. And it's as simple as that. And like I said, when you're not thinking that far out and that deep, yeah, it could be harmless. Oh, it was just some little t-shirts. But like I said, once I sat down and had a talk with God, and I asked God and questioned God for myself, God, why is my business not performing? Why is my business not prospering? And he gave it to me real. And God didn't sugarcoat it at all. And he just said, Cassandra, that's why it was not ever going to work. It didn't matter what you did. It don't matter how many tours, how many people you passed that merchandise along to. I was not going to let that prosper for you, because that's not in my will of what I have for you. I don't need you sending out those kind of signs to the masses. You are my mouthpiece and an ambassador in the city of Clarksdale, and I need you to promote my work, God work. God said that it was okay for me to do my tours. That is fine. But as far as stopping at the crossroads, that would no longer be a part of my tour. I will only do the African American history of Clarksdale and show you the beauty that we have to offer here in Clarksdale. And also, I will only tour up by the Mississippi River, because like I said, I'm not going to give the enemy no shine. And like I said, it also is just when God is working on you, you see things out of your spiritual eyes. You're not just looking at the physical eye. And I just thank God for revealing and showing me. Because a lot of times we want to blame God, blame people for why things are not working in our life, when in reality, it was never meant to work, and it was not going to work, because that was not what God had in his will to work for you. So I just thank God for the journey that I am on. I thank God for what he's doing in my life. And I ask God to increase this discernment in me, because I want to be in total 360-degree obedience of God and God will in every area and every aspect of my life and my children's life. And I want my children to be free. And I want my children to be able to stand and fight strong and know that God got them no matter what. And like I said, with that enemy, he's going to always just tell you what you want to hear, how you want to hear it. That's why it's so important to have your own relationship with God. God deals with us, in each and every one of us, in different ways. The way he speaks to me and deal with me about things, he may not necessarily do it the same way with you. But still, that does not mean that this is not a message that somebody can learn something from, because a lot of times we are cursing our own finances, we are cursing our own life, and we are making it hard for God to move in and for us to see the true abundance of God and his kingdom. So I truly hope that this message helps someone. Like I said, it has did wonders for me. I am super excited about what God is doing in my life. I'm super excited about what God is going to do in your life. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.